This just in, ladies and gentlemen, a 2-year-old has been illegally, erroneously deported. Why do I say illegally, erroneously deported? I say that because the 2-year-old was, or is currently a U.S. citizen, that the law strictly prohibits U.S. citizens from being deported. Let's get into this new reporting by News4Say. The article, ladies and gentlemen, is titled 2-year-old likely deported with no meaningful process despite being U.S. citizen judge. And ladies and gentlemen, I know what you're thinking. Well, this article came out pretty much over a month ago, but I am just now getting the report. Let's get into it. And the article reads, a 2-year-old girl was deported with her mother to Honduras this week after the Trump administration found the mother was in the U.S. illegally. However, a judge has stepped in after learning the 2-year-old was a U.S. citizen born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. According to court documents, the 2-year-old girl, referred to in court documents as V.M.L, was detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials alongside her mother and 11-year-old sister at a routine immigration check in New Orleans on April 22. They told a court on Thursday that she and her mother were released in Honduras despite the father providing them with her citizenship documents. The judge's relief order cited that ICE agents potentially violated the Fourth and Fifth Amendments, arguing that they did not have probable cause to believe V.M.L could or should be removed from the U.S. and that deportation without a guardian or caretaker to represent her is also a violation. Ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do now is go over the judge's order. We're about to do that right now. United States District Court for the Western District of Louisiana, Alexandria Division. Trish Mack, as next friend V.M.L, a minor petitioner. There is obviously no case number. Melissa Harper, E.L.L. Respondent. Petitioner emergency motion for a temporary restraining order pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 65, petitioner 2-year-old U.S. citizen, V.M.L, petitioner or V.M.L through next friend Trish Mack, respectfully requests that the court issue an order requiring respondents to immediately release petitioner. In the alternative, petitioner requests that the court issue an order barring respondents from transferring her outside this district. Petitioner's motion is supported, by the accompanying memorandum of law and exhibits. As explained in the accompanying memorandum of law in support of motion for a temporary restraining order, petitioner is likely to succeed on her claims that respondents by detaining her without any legal basis are violating her rights under the 4th and 5th Amendment amendments of the U.S. Constitution. Petitioner's continued detention irreparably harms her and the balance of the equities, and the public intends heavily favor relief. For the reason stated above, and in the accompanying documents, petitioner respectfully requests that the court grant the motion for a temporary restraining order. Certificate of service. I, the undersigned, hereby certify that on April 24, 2025, I uploaded the foregoing, along with all attachments thereto, to this court's CMECF system, Matthew Vogel. Trish Mack as next friend, V.M.L, a minor. Obviously, I said there's no case number before. Melissa Harper, New Orleans Field Office, Director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Kenneth Ginallo, Acting Executive. Associate Director of ICE Enforcement and Removal Operations, Todd Lyons, Acting Director of ICE, Christy Nome, Secretary of Defense of Homeland Security, Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Pamela Bondi, Attorney General of the United States, respondents. One, Petitioner V.M.L. Petitioner or V.M.L. is a 2-year-old citizen child currently being held in Immunicando in respondent's custody at an unknown location in information or belief in the Alexandria area. Respondents have no legal authority to detain V.M.L. as she is a natural-born U.S. citizen and a toddler. On April 22, 2025, respondents took custody of V.M.L. along with her mother, Jenny Caroline Lopez Villela and her 11-year-old sister, Valeria, when Miss Lopez Villela was attending a routine check-in with their ISAP. V.M.L's custodian, Trisha Mack, is ready and willing to exercise her delegated custodial authority for V.M.L. for respondents have refused to release V.M.L. to her custodian. V.M.L. respectfully requests with a writ of habeas corpus to secure release from unlawful detention. V.M.L. brings this action through her next friend, Trish Mack, her custodian. She acts on petitioner's relief because petitioner is a minor and because she is being detained incommunicado and cannot secure access to legal counsel or to the courts of the United States. Jurisdiction and venue. The court has jurisdiction under 28 U.S.C. 2241, habeas corpus, 28 U.S.C. 1331, federal question, U.S.C. 28 6151, All Writs Act, 28 U.S.C. 2201, 02, declaratory relief, and Article 1, Section 9, Clause 2 of the U.S. Constitution, Suspension Clause, as V.M.L. is presently in custody under or by color of the authority of the United States, and She challenges her custody as a violation of the Constitution, laws, or treaties of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that's all we're gonna have time for today. If you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy. Firstly, before I continue, ladies and gentlemen, I will have a link to the rest of the article. The order from the judge. The 15-page order from the judge in a Google Doc link, linked directly below if you guys want to read the rest of the order that I did not get to yourselves. Secondly, if you guys want to stay up to date on all the things legal breaking reporting wise on the side of politics, please hit the bell icon as well as the all notifications option. The bell icon is located directly below the screen here on the right hand side of the subscribe button. Thirdly, if you guys also want to stay up to date on all the things legal breaking reporting wise on the side of politics, please follow me on my social medias. That'll be linked also down below. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, Threads, as well as TikTok. I was on favorites, but I'm not going to be on there anymore. So if you guys see a favorites link, just null and void it. Fourthly, ladies and gentlemen, please help me reach and achieve the goal of 160 plus subscribers. The reason why I'm saying 160 plus subscribers, ladies and gentlemen, is because right after we reach and achieve the goal of 160 subscribers, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve right after we reach and achieve the goal of 160 subscribers. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe. Please stay positive, even though I know at times it's hard to stay positive. Believe me, it's hard for me to stay positive at times during these unfortunate induced illegal times by the Trump administration, Trump regime. And know that justice will prevail on the correct side of the law eventually, despite Donald Trump and his illegal, unconstitutional regimes, illegal executive orders, actions, behaviors. Until my next reporting, ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you guys in the next reporting.